Welcome to today's lesson. Today we're going to be going over quickly what we did here in our last one, and we're going to be looking at putting in the wall system itself, okay? We're going to be showing how the block goes in, using our clips that go in, how we glue it. We're going to talk about cutting. We're going to talk about making sure everything is tight and ready to go. So let's get to it. Just as an overview, we've plumbed our corners. We made sure that everything's parallel with our walls, okay? We've got our base plate down and we're ready to install our block. Okay, the block we're putting in, these are the clips that we use, as you can see. So the first thing we have to do is install the clips, and as we put them in, we are going to make sure that they are in and straight. So we want to make sure that these are in place and they're running with the tongue. Like so. Now, once we're done that, we're going to put the glue. I always put the glue on the plate itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up roughly where it's going to sit, so I know kind of where to start. And just going to come up there a little bit. So as you can see, we're bending that down. So we'll bend that down in place. So as you can see, we are we're using two 2.5 inch screws per clip. So when we lock this in place, we're going to find the block, and we're going to turn clockwise to lock it, and we turn it 90 degrees. There we go. So now we got our first block in. Now we measure for the next one, and we'll be cutting that one. And keep in mind, over here, this will be an infill, so we will actually fill this in with expansion foam against the corner, okay? Or if you feel you need to, we can actually cut that tongue off to get started on a new block. Okay, now that we've glued it, we've laid our block down, remember? We're turning our mechanisms clockwise. We've got our clips in there, and making sure that you have your outside facing out, and your electrical inlets and your strapping on the inside for our material, because you don't want to mix that up or have to change this. So as you see, we're bending this down now, and we're gonna mount it in place. The biggest thing to remember is making sure you're dead center on that joint. As you can see, I'm gonna center that, making sure it's centered, so everything will line up and stay flush with the material here. And we're ready for the next block. So now we measure from the wall to the edge of the block. I've got 31 inches. So now we've got our mark. I'm transferring that mark to the top here, squaring it, as you can see, to making sure, and I'm going to transfer it to the other side. Okay, this is the saw that we're going to be using, okay? So I'm going to make sure I have some hearing protection. So ensuring you have hearing protection and your safety glasses on before you cut, make sure your blade is sharp, ready to go. I'm just doing a quick look to make sure there's no nails protruding. I either cut on either side. That way I'll keep my blade sharp. So we're going to do the cut here next. We have our piece. When we go to glue it, just like that. Nice and snug, making sure. We're going to lock it in place, making sure we're centered. So one thing this has an advantage on is the piece that we cut off starts our next row. Our overlap has to be a minimum no less than 6 inches. I prefer like a foot or more. It all depends on our next piece. Because virtually when you're done, there's not going to be a whole lot of waste left. That's the advantage this product has, is this can start the next row. It depends if you've got a big crew and you've got a big job. You plan it out if you got 2 or 3, okay? So the key things here is making sure that you're, as we wrap up here for this segment, we're going to be work on the walls, and we're going to build some more in this, and then on our next session we're going to be looking at our doorways and our windows, how much of a lintel that we're going to have, and the specifications regarding that. What's your max? We're going to look at the window buck, the door buck, and we're going to look at infill foam on our next segment. So just wrapping up here, what we're going to see here is what we've done is understanding the position of where the glue is set, making sure your block is set properly, you know, the outside to the outside and the inside to the inside. Don't reverse it, because that'll cause you some trouble down the road. The fact that there's really no waste to it, because your cutoff piece typically would start your next row as you work on your building. Also, making sure that your glue is in the right spot, because what we found is if we run 2 beads of glue right on the wood, that will create the vapor barrier that we're trying to achieve here to maximize our product as far as having an air barrier as well as insulated properly. And once we get all our walls built, we infill along the corner. Also making sure your corner is flush with the block when you go to screw it in place. Again, if you have any questions, by all means reach out to us. We're more than happy to dig deep further. If you have any struggles, we're more than happy. So remember, as OSBLOCK always is, we're building a better future with today's technology. And we'll see you next time.